Hey everybody, yes, I am back, and it's been a long time since I haven't been doing any movie reviews, even though I have reviewed a few movies on my Tumblr account. Many of the movies that I look forward to see, and even the ones I do not want to see, were being postponed, obviously due to the COVID-19 pandemic that caused all the movie theaters to be closed, while some movies from last year were released online. Anyway, today I'm going to review Godzilla vs. Kong, a sequel to both Kong Skull Island and Godzilla King of the Monsters. We have now entered the fourth installment of the Monsterverse. When they first announced that they were going to remake a movie about Godzilla fighting Kong, I became super excited. I mean, Godzilla did fight King Kong back in 1962. Although King Kong vs. Godzilla is still an entertaining monster movie, it was a bit cheesy to be honest. So now with the giant monster movies are finally getting more popular right now, it's time to see Godzilla and Kong to have a rematch with a much better effects and in a bigger budget. This will be the first movie I saw in the theaters since Bad Boys 3 for Life and that Harley Quinn movie Birds of Prey. It is also one of those movies made by Warner Brothers to be released on both the theaters and HBO Max. I finally saw it in IMAX and it's fantastic! One of the most wonderful and mind-blowing giant monster movies I had ever seen, and I'm going to tell why I love this movie without any spoilers. The story of this film took place 5 years after the events of Godzilla King of the Monsters. The world seems peaceful at first until Godzilla has gone berserk and suddenly attacked the facility. People began to believe that Godzilla has now become a much dangerous threat for the whole world, but the girl Madison Russell does not think that way. She believes that something must have caused Godzilla to act this way. Meanwhile, the team at Monarch has decided that the only way to stop this madness is to get Kong from Skull Island. Their mission was to send Kong to the Hollow Earth to achieve some kind of power source to fight Godzilla. However, when Godzilla and Kong first met, they immediately began to have a big clash with each other, while the company called Apex Cybernetics is building a secret weapon to eliminate the Titans, and that's where the excitement begins. I find the story of this film to be very good, although I felt they focused more on Kong than Godzilla in this film. Plus, there are intense moments, exciting moments, funny moments, a few emotional moments, and a big twist that goes like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. While there are some parts in this film sort of similar to Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice, this film is far more different than Freddy vs Jason or Alien vs Predator or Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. The special effects in this film, as always, are excellent. Unlike the original King Kong vs Godzilla where they have actors in a monster suits, Godzilla and Kong in this film are used in motion capture. The CGI of all those creatures in this film, including Warbats, Hellhawk, and some other titans in both Hollow Earth and Skull Island, are very realistic, especially the details of their body and their facial expressions. I can tell that some of the buildings, the headquarter base, the ocean, the weapons, the explosions, the smokes, the destructions, the ships, the scientific inventions, and some of the landscapes are also used in CGI. Some of the backgrounds are obviously used in green or blue screen. I really like the environments of Skull Island, the Hollow Earth, and Hong Kong. Hong Kong looks very colorful at night, obviously. Godzilla, of course, is a giant indestructible reptilian creature that has a large spikes on his back and can spit atomic breath. Kong in this film is much older and has an axe to fight his enemies. Kong most of the time can walk and run in 2 legs, but in other times he can walk like a gorilla. There is another monster in this film, which I will not tell you who it is. The action scenes in this film are so hardcore, non-stop, and groundbreaking to watch. I had such an amazing blast, seeing the Navy ships fighting Godzilla, Godzilla attack the facility, Kong fighting the Warbats, and best of all, Godzilla fighting Kong 2 times in both the middle of the ocean and Hong Kong. The part where Godzilla and Kong fight each other in Hong Kong is pretty much similar to the fight between the Jaegers and the Kaijus in Guillermo del Toro's Pacific Rim. Now for the acting, directing, and music. Let's start with the new character, Dr. Nathan Lind, played by Alexander Skarsgård, who is from True Blood and The Legend of Tarzan. I think he did a great job playing that monarch geologist and chief cartographer who has been working closely with Kong and charts the mission into the Hollow Earth. Plus, he is a reluctant hero that is very smart and brave. Dr. Eileen Andrews, played by Rebecca Hall, who is from The Prestige, The Town, Iron Man 3, and the BFG, is a very smart lady who helps Monarch on the mission to help Kong, and is also the adopted mother of the girl named Gia. Then there's Gia, played by Kaylee Hotley, is a young, mute, and deaf orphan little girl who was the adopted daughter of Dr. Andrews that forms a special bond with Kong and knows sign language. I felt the relationship between Kong and Gia is very similar to the relationship between Nova and Caesar and his ape friends in War for the Planet of the Apes. Returning from Godzilla King of the Monsters is Madison Russell, played by Millie Bobby Brown, and her father Mark Russell, played by Kyle Chandler. Madison Russell in this film is investigating on what caused Godzilla to go on a mysterious rampage with the help of her two friends. Dr. Mark Russell didn't really have much to do in this film. This is actually the second time that Kyle Chandler is in a King Kong movie, since he did appear in Peter Jackson's 2005 remake of King Kong, and now the fifth time that he has been in a monster movie. Also appearing in this film are Bernie Hayes, played by Brian Tyree Henry, who is from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and he will be appearing in both The Woman in the Window and Marvel's Eternals coming this year. Josh Valentine, played by Gillian Denison, Maya, played by Isa Gonzalez, Galliman, played by Lance Reddick, who is from the John Wick movies, Walter Simmons, played by that Mexican actor who was from The Hateful Eight and Alien Covenant, and Ren Sawazawa, played by Sean Oguri. Bernie Hayes, the conspiracy theory, and Josh Valentine, the best friend of Madison, are both funny characters that decided to help Madison to do the investigation. Maya is a lady who also helps the Monarch team to help Kong on the mission. I will not give anything away, but there is a twist with that lady. Galliman is the director of Monarch that was only in this film for a short time. Walter Simmons is a CEO and the founder of Apex that is building something to solve the Earth's Titan problem. I actually find this character to be so generic and typical. Ren Sawazawa was the son of Dr. Sawazawa, who also works for Apex as a scientist and tech engineer, but he didn't have much development and served no purpose. Adam Wingard, I think, did an excellent job directing this movie, especially he made this movie a lot more epic and action-packed. The music composed by Junkie XL sounds very strong, heart-pounding, and it feels like a giant monster movie. So overall, this is one of the most excellent giant monster movies I had ever seen. While not 100% perfect, I still had a great time seeing this movie. It feels so good to see a movie in the theater again, since it's been a year since I have not been in a movie theater. I actually love this movie more than the original King Kong vs. Godzilla. Along with Godzilla 2014, King Kong 2005, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Pacific Rim, Shin Godzilla, and Kong Skull Island, it is one of the greatest giant monster movies I saw in the past 2 decades. If you're a fan of Godzilla and King Kong, go see it and you will have a wonderful time. But if you're not able to see it in the theater, try seeing it on HBO Max if you can. So I give this movie 4.5 out of 5 nuclear bombs.